Hey guys, Ryan here with Mantis Defense. Today I'm here to talk to you about some new ear protection that I've come across that I'm really into. So as many of you guys know, I used to work at an indoor gun range. I was there for quite some time, and because of that I was able to experience a lot of different types of hearing protection that's available on the market. One, I saw it, I experienced it, and I sold it. So when I first started shooting, I was using the Leight Impact Sports, the green earmuffs that you see everywhere. You can get a really great deal on those all the time, and now they have like multicam black, alpine white. They have safety orange, blue, whatever color you want, they got it. Over time, though, those cups get really hard, and so there are replacement cups that you can buy on the market that are pretty cheap, and there are gel cups that you can buy that are cheap as well. There's a company called Noise Fighters, actually, that makes some gel cups, and they make different replacements for the different types of ear pro that's out there that'll actually accommodate your eye protection, which is a really nice feature. But working at the indoor range, one of the things I found is that you can't just wear one or the other. A lot of guys typically would wear, just the regular big earmuffs, which is fine because they have a great rating. But if you wear electronics on an indoor range, all the impulse noises are bouncing around, and because of that, the electronics don't really know what's happening, so they kind of just cut out. So you can't really talk, which is the point of them, right? When you have electronic ear protection, what happens is it cuts the impulse noises and it amplifies like the low noises, so that way you can talk. So if you were to wear something like this and walk around through the grass or the leaves, depending on how sensitive they are, you'll hear all those crinkle noises, right? It's really, really cool if you haven't done it before. So what happens, though, is when we're wearing just outers, that's fine. When we're wearing just inners, though, that's not okay. When you're wearing just inner ear protection, you're leaving your ear bones exposed, and so you're taking all these vibrations from the walls, they're bouncing onto your ear bone, and they're damaging your hearing. So as we know with NRR ratings, noise reduction ratings, the higher the rating, the better. You can get ear protection anywhere from about 20 to about 33, I believe. But what happens is if we stack the ear protection, both our inner and outer, we get a higher rating. Technical math from a couple different sites I think I saw was that if you double up on your ear protection, you take the highest rating and you add 5 decibels to that. So if it's a 29 and a 27, right, I'm using inner ear, that's 29, outer ear, that's 27. You stack them together and you're looking at 34 decibel reduction rating. If you're doing just regular math on the decibel reduction rating, you take whatever the number is of the noise that you're hearing, and you would subtract that number, right? You think that that's what you get. So 60 decibels being spoken volume of like conversation, and then 140 decibels is gunfire, so that's a gunshot. So if we're using a 35, you would take the 35 off the 140, that's great. What happens though with that rating though, it's technically you take the number and you divide, or you subtract 7, so you would take 35, subtract 7, and then you would divide that number by 2. That number is what's actually coming off of that high noise rating. So with that, there are different types of ear plugs, ear pro, whatever you want to call it, on the market. Something as basic as regular earplugs like this is a great option. They're cheap. They're 99 cents to $1, whatever they are at a range. These guys are the Super Lights by Leight, NRR rating of 33. Okay, so super cheap, super easy. What happens though is a lot of people don't use these properly. So if you don't use them properly, you'll see guys walking around like they have carrot sticks sticking out of their ears. What you have to do is you actually have to reach over your ear, lift up, roll it up, push it in, let it expand, release your ear, blah, 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 boom, we're ready to rock and roll. I don't like those because they don't typically sit well in my ears for some reason. I have weird ears, I guess. But I eventually found myself stepping into a set of these. These are the Surefires. These are the EP7s. They have like a little rubber guide, I guess you could say, that kind of locks it into the ear, and these have foam tips. There are different sizes, small, medium, large. They fit, whatever your ear canal size is, and then they have a plug on the end of them, so you can actually open them or close them. So if you're outdoor, you could probably open them. If you're indoors, probably close these up. Now, if you're wearing doubled up ear protection, I would open these up and then wear your outer ears that are electronic on top. So that way it really cuts it down. Great way to do it. Problem with the EP7s that I found was that if you leave them out of the case for a long time and they're like on your ear pro or they're rolling around anywhere, the foam gets damaged so quickly that it does tear down. Because of that, I've had about 6, 7 sets, something like that, and they're all in different range bags, which is great because I have them, but they're all over the place, and I have probably got like 20 replacement tips. So what I'm actually looking at doing is replacing it with some of the new stuff I've found. Now, yes, there are electronic ears, such as these MSA Sordens. These are the Supreme Pro X's, and these are the Peltor Contacts. Both of these have gel cups, super comfortable, definitely recommend, but definitely pricey, right? At the end of the day, though, you shouldn't skimp on the ear protection or the eye protection. It's the same reason where if like I see someone wearing a set of like Ray-Bans to the range, that's really not the best eye protection considering those are glass lenses. They're not like a polycarbonate lens, which is a little bit better. If you guys are unfamiliar, you can look at Oakley. I believe they actually have some tests where they show you like the pellet impacting it and all that kind of stuff. Really cool. I got to see it in person before. I think I have one of the lenses somewhere still from that. So, looking at new inner ear protection, we have Safariland that came out with something, as well as Howard Leight. These are non-electronic, these are electronic. So, different price points here. This is $14.99, the other guys are about $125. We'll jump into those in a minute. These are the Safariland Impulse in-ear earbuds, I guess, or ear pods, whatever you want to call them. They use a memory foam tip. They have a plug on the end, which is attached to the lanyard itself, and the lanyard itself is also removable. I left it on the lanyard personally, just because it's one less thing I have to worry about. But these are super lightweight. I'm telling you, I didn't even realize I still had these things on. They were great. You can plug them up. I left them open, that way I could really test them. But I was able to have regular conversations and still continue shooting the whole time. So I would definitely recommend these. And these are probably going to replace my EP7s and my range bags as just like my quick pick-me-up-and-go ears. I'm not really worried about damaging these as much as I was the EP7s. I don't know why, but it's just how I am. They have two different ratings on them. There is the 20 decibel rating for the full block, and then there's a 38 decibel reduction rating for the impulse mode. And I believe the impulse mode is when you leave them open, which is kind of weird, but it's 38 decibels for that because you're doing the impulse mode plus the 13 decibels of continuous protection. On these, there's like a little red bladder inside. I guess that's how that works. So I'm assuming it flexes somehow and blocks out all the impulse noises. Either way, great option. Would highly recommend it. This other new option is the Howard Leight Impact Sport in-ear protection. Comes in this nice little black case. Comes with a USB-C charger, a lanyard retention thing, and like 3 sets of ear foam tips. So as you can see again, you know, these guys are using little foam tips. I don't know if these are necessarily memory foam. They might be. But these are pretty sweet. Okay, so there's another version of this that they make, which is Bluetooth. The Bluetooth version is about $50 to $60 more, I believe. This is not something I would recommend again for just indoor use, but I would recommend these for outdoor use. There are other companies out there like Auto and whoever else. They make like the ones that you can plug into the tray. Those are really cool, but they're also really expensive. So if you're looking for an entry-level electronic option, this might be it. They have right and left indicators on these. They have a cable, like a wire cable, in the ear, so that way you can actually adjust it to the angle that you would like to have it at when it's hooked onto your ear. Comes down, there's 2 like dongle things on here, and then it finishes off with the rest of the cable. This one dongle over here has a power button and a volume up and down button, so you can actually adjust the level of the impulse protection, I believe, in terms of how it amplifies the low decibels for you. These guys have a 29 NRR rating, and you're looking at about 50 hours of runtime on a single charge. So this is definitely a great new option that's available on the market today. I personally like all sorts of different ear protection. As you guys know, I'm a huge gear guy. I like all sorts of small things, big name, little name. It doesn't really matter to me. I just like gear and I like checking things out. So, if you guys have any thoughts about these, drop a comment down below. As always, guys, stay safe, shoot straight. Thanks for tuning in.